So this is a 1 gallon pot. So if you're watering a 1 gallon plant, we're going to show you in a second what a trickle of water would be. So a 1 gallon plant will be about 4 to 5 inches of soil deep. This is a 3 gallon bucket. It's going to be anywhere from 7 to 9 inches of soil. The 7 gallon is going to be anywhere from 7 to 10 inches, maybe even 11 inches of soil. So if you go to, and the 7 gallon is about 13 to 14 inches wide. Now 15 gallon, if you go on up to 15 gallon and on up into the B&B or ball and burlap, they're going to be even bigger. So we're going to show you in a second how long it takes to fill up this bucket with a trickle of water based on these different sizes. And you should be able to see when we do it how deep the water is in the bucket. And we recommend a trickle of water. You don't want the water to run off of the ground. You want it to soak in. So we're going to give you examples of that, of how to water your plants when you first put them in or after we put them in the ground for you. Hey, I'm Howell Cummins Lawn Service. We're going to show you today about watering your plants after we've installed them or either after you have installed them. So we set up a timer here that's reached about 12 minutes up to 3 gallons for a trickle of water, which we showed you how the water runs off out of the hose or at a trickle. So what you will need to do is you will need to set the trickle based on your hose, which we might have had it a little bit slow because it took 12 minutes to reach here, which is the height of a 3 gallon plant. But you can see a 3 gallon bucket will fit all the way inside here, and a 1 gallon bucket will fit inside here. So even though a 1 gallon bucket is at this height and a 3 gallon bucket is at this height, that's a little much water for these two. So that just gives you an idea. A 7 gallon, this is probably enough water for a 7 gallon, but we usually recommend about 5 minutes for a 7 gallon plant at a trickle. But again, you're going to have to adjust your trickle. The main thing is don't let the water run off the ground. As we show you in the video, you do not want to let the water run off. You want to do it at a trickle where it will soak into the ground. So it took 12 minutes, as I mentioned, to get to here. So you can set your trickle to where it goes a little bit faster. Just again, the most important thing is that the water soaks in and it does not run off. So that gives you a good idea of how to get the water down in the ground. So let's say anywhere from a couple of minutes up to 10 minutes per plant. Now I want you to think, if you've got a tree that's a 30-inch root ball, and it is, you know, a 30-inch root ball is probably this far down into the ground based on this top of this wall right here, and it's this big around. You think about how much water it's going to take to get all the way to the bottom. If that tree's just been planted and it's like it is right now, about to be the 1st of July, we haven't had no good rain in about 2 or 3 weeks, that water's going to need to get all the way to the bottom for that tree to survive. And you're going to need to do this about 2 to 3 times a week to make sure that that root ball does not dry out. So I hope this is very helpful to you, and keep your plants alive.